So Slim, let's talk about what you do. Do you
Okay.
work or are you a student?
Personally, I'm a student now and preparing for the last grade 12. So I take this IELTS course for my further expectation for the opportunity to participate in a good university.
What do you find most interesting about your studies
My study in IELTS or in my school
in general?
in general, I find it is quite difficult in math. I'm not good at calculating just to remember the things such as vocabulary and grammar in English. I find it's very interesting.
Which is more important to you, the teachers or the other students on your course?
I think is can you repeat that?
Eh, Which is which is more important to you, the teachers or the other students on your course?
I think it's a balance. They are both important because the teachers, if they are quite good, they can lead me to a good result in studying. And about the classmate, if I get on well with them, I can learn from the many useful experience about how to studying how to find some informations.
How much time do you spend studying every week?
Spend for English,
How much time do you spend
spend for
studying
English.
every week?
Uh, I this summer vacations I have plenty of time weekends, so I learning every day from the Monday to Friday.
Do you study best in the morning or the afternoon?
For me, I will choose the afternoon because I get up a little bit late because you know this time the Euro is on air, so I sleep pretty late, about 3 to 4 a.m. So I get up so early. The afternoons is my choice for studying.
Have you always wanted to study English?
Honestly, I don't. Honestly, is my only subjects that I learned well. So I think it's my favorite subjects. I like learning English.
All right. Now let's talk about pen and pencil. They usually use a pen or pencil.
I think pens is more pens is a better choice because when I write with a pen, my words is seem to be clearly to read. It's just not really about the pencil. My word is very not clearly to read. So I will choose pen pen to write.
In that case, which do you use more often, pen or pencil? Which do you use more often?
More often, I think it's pen because my school rules in exam they are not allowed pencil because we we may we can we can fix the answer when we know the answer. Can you understand that? So
Yes.
pen is eligible.
What do you think if someone sends you a pen or pencil as a gift?
The gifts is not important as it's worth. So a pen or pencil is not the problems. I think it's the very meaning to me. Any gift.
Okay, so that is the end of part one. Now
Okay.
let's move to part two. I'm going to send you the instruction.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 1 minute for this. I'm sending it to you now. Now describe something you own that you want to replace.
Please.
Time is up. I'm going to give you 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And describe something you own that you want to replace.
Okay. Many furnitures in my house is have its have its own means. So I think is no need to replace anyone, but except my study desk. My study desk is next to the entrance door, and also stand by the window. So I think it's the things that I own really need to replace. About that desk history, I got this desk as my 10th at my 10th birthday. My father made it for me to preparing the primary school. Primary school. I want to replace this because I think it's not a suitable place for study, because near the window I am distracted by the noise from the kids around me, the music from the neighbor, and the also the sounds from the vehicle on the road.
Mhm.
And my and I think the the suitable place is to near to my bedroom, because I think it's very peace, and I can study well in that.
All right. So what are the other things that you want to replace aside from the things you mentioned?
I think there's no need to replace anymore.
Okay. What kind of things do young people like to replace?
As a young people, I think the most the most uh, the most things they want to replace is their room, because they don't want to stay near their parents, because the freedom, the veteran.
Do old people in Vietnam like to collect and store things?
Can you repeat that?
Do old people in Vietnam like to collect and store things?
Well, it depends. I think most of the people want to collect things is the elder, because they want to record most of them previous moments. For example, my grandpa, he's collect any picture that contain the family members, and also the toys or the paper that my family, my parents used to utilize this in the past.
Who do you think will want new things? Children or old people?
I think the children, because they are always curious about the world. So gain a new things is I think is a positive side, because they can explore more about the world this through this furniture. I think so.
What's the difference between new things and old things?
For me, I realized the most difference between the old and the new is the moment. And can explain that. I can explain that when you use the new things, they can provide some benefits, such as the new I forget that word. This is a new experience. So for the old one is is almost used to record the previous time, as you use the uh, old furniture. You can realize what you were in the past.
Okay, so that is the end of our speaking test. You
Okay.
communicate very well. You're very conversational. And for every questions that I ask you, I assume that you really understand each question because you can answer it according to the structure, according to the context of each question. I only have, okay? So that's a good one. That's a good point. I only have very few comments. With the tenses, it's basically the common mistake, so that's totally fine. But if you want to really get higher band in IELTS, so you must be careful on that. And with part one and part two, I assume that you're really confident with the conversation that that we were having. However, in part three, you are you are grasping vocabularies, I
Yeah.
guess. So
Yeah, that's true.
you were quite lost of vocabularies. So here, instead of saying old moment or previous time, you can say memories.
Yeah, forgot this.
Uh, yes. And you were so focused on the word furniture, wherein you can elaborate by mentioning other stuff like
I see.
specific collectibles. Although you are not trying to say that specific collections, but you can elaborate more on that and not focus on homes or furnitures. You can think of other people because in part three, I was asking about the general question. It's not only about you or about your family. So we're talking about people in general. So your opinion on that. I'd like to go back on part one. So I ask you about what you do. So you say personally. So when we say personally, it means your opinion. It's not a fact. When I ask, or when the examiner asks about facts or information about your profile, you don't need to say personally, because that's not opinion, that's fact. And that's all. Congratulations. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.